fuel yourself properly, eat the right food.
We'll have the same thing to ensure that I'm not giving off the wrong example.
Your body's a machine, and you need to fuel your machine.
Healthy food is not rabbit food.
No, your blood sugar level hasn't dropped, but in your head there's something that says that you haven't eaten for 2 or 3 hours.
Go back to cooking your own meals, really.
A couple years ago, I made a documentary on is fast food killing Britain's youth. After finding out some really interesting information that the current impact fast food had on young people, I decided to create a sequel called Can We Eat Healthier for Less?
Nancy, where are you? Oh, there you are.
Statistics have shown that 7 in 10 parents with children aged 4 to 16 have been pestered by their children to buy junk food they have seen advertised on TV. I spoke to Melissa Mayumbi, who looks into teaching and encouraging her daughter from an early age to eat well for less.
What approach do you and your daughter take to eating food in the household?
We'll have the same thing to ensure that I'm not giving off the wrong example. So she has breakfast, she has lunch, she has dinner, and sometimes during the day she'll snack on fruits. So I always have fruit in my fridge. I'll have, she likes blueberries, she likes strawberries. So sometimes parents do have to tell white lies in order for your children to kind of stay away from it.
Mommy!
And ask her what her favourite food is.
What's your favourite food?
Please don't say McDonald's. She's just joking, she's so funny. No, you wouldn't have KFC. You'd have broccoli and steamed vegetables.
Yeah.
See? So it's about finding out where to shop. Places like markets, Aldi, Lidl, these smaller you can get cheaper vegetables and fruits, so it's not really a problem. It affects her when she goes to school as well. I mean, you can tell that she's very calm, she's well behaved. See, it's good quality food. Oh, hello Dexter. Are you joining us today? This is my son Dexter, guys.
Hi Dexter.
Very smart. Sometimes there's a prescription, sometimes she can't see, so she needs to wear them while we're cooking. You know what? Stuff it, let's just get wild with it. You know, can't always be about the book. Now, a salad isn't a salad until you use some olive oil. So always take a sprinkle of olive oil. We seem to be all out. Let me just go to my downstairs room in the salon. Just get it. So a little bit of olive oil. And my good friend salt and pepper. So just a sprinkle of salt. Beautiful. Yeah. Is that your long hair? Wow. You look like a princess. That's her real hair, guys. All of that. So the wings are still not done, so I might just turn it up a little bit. So what we've got here is aromatic peri-peri wings with a barbecue chicken, because she doesn't really eat spice, so that's when I do kind of make 2 different foods, but I don't go overboard. I really do enjoy cooking with my daughter. Do you enjoy cooking with me, Nandi? Yeah, you only came here for the juice, didn't you? Yeah, so see, I don't really people feel like when you have chicken you have to have rice, or you have to have a pasta. You don't need that. You can just have chicken, salad and another vegetable, and that's what I tend to do.
You like the food?
Yeah.
Where does your mummy do the shopping? See, my daughter knows already. You go to Aldi. She knows where to shop, so this little rascal, yo, get out of here, you.
No, you get out of here, you.
One important thing I wanted to find out is what supermarkets have to say about eating healthy for less. We contacted 5 of the leading supermarket chains to their reply about eating healthy for less. They each make clear statements on their food policy. Tesco states, "The key to a healthy diet is balance. All foods can be enjoyed, it is just a matter of eating a little more of some and a little less of others." Sainsbury's states, "Live well for less is our commitment to help make customers' lives better and easier every day. We work closely with farmers, growers and suppliers in the UK and around the world to build resilient, sustainable and fairly traded supply chains that will help more people live better today, tomorrow and in the future." Asda states, Using the Eat Well plate helps to balance the type and proportion of snacks from each group and match this with the meals you eat during the day. Aldi states, "We support proposals to reduce childhood obesity and are committed to helping our customers make healthier choices." Lastly, Lidl states, "Our vision is to make good food accessible for everyone. Our definition of good food is food produced, sold, and eaten in a way that benefits our customers, our producers, and our planet." After speaking with Molisa and the leading supermarkets, I visited Luton Indoor Market. We managed to speak to one of the stall holders, where he spoke to us about packaging and pricing in markets versus supermarkets.
So everything is loose, it's open.
Okay.
Like okra, stuff like this.
Yeah.
All the Indian, African vegetables, you go to Tesco's, you buy it, you'll only get it in packs. You won't be able to buy it loose, and the prices there are totally different to other prices.
My next stop was Queen's Park Farmers Market, where I spoke to a meat stall holder from Leicestershire.
Straight from the producers here at the farmers market, yeah. My own stall is all meats, all sourced from my own farm in Leicestershire, yeah, and it's certainly good value for money and as good a meat as you'll ever buy anywhere. The meat that they buy today will last them all week. It'll be good to consume all week. It is all fresh, so they can, if they can't eat it within the week, they can always pop it in the freezer.
Yeah.
But it actually will last for the week. It's got a good shelf life because it is freshly prepared, straight from the farmers. Personally, don't think that supermarkets are cheap, so they just draw you in with wonderful offers, and you get in there, and probably a good percentage of everything else they sell is expensive.
Can we eat healthier for less?
Go back to cooking your own meals, really, and you'll get a lot better meal as well than if you're buying these ready-made prepared meals. They've got preservatives and additives in them for the very nature of the way they're made in a big factory.
Next, I came across Hempen Cooperative. Research shows that not only does hemp aid in weight loss, it also boosts your immune system, reduces inflammation, and enhances brain health. What health benefits do people get from hemp?
The medicinal benefits of hemp are, I mean, the list is it's quite long. I'm still quite learning it, to be honest.
Yeah.
As a food, as a superfood, like the seeds is one of the oldest sources of protein that we've had. We've been eating it for over 10,000 years. It has vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B5. It's got vitamin D, a rare source of vitamin D in the shell. You have some magnesium, some zinc. It's an antioxidant. It has omega oils in a perfect balance.
Protein's good for you, so growth from a pear, isn't it? So
well, yeah, it's necessary, exactly. Like the protein, we definitely, lots of people say that we need to eat meat to get our protein, and this just let you know right now that we don't. I'm not against eating meat. I think like eating meat can be done in a healthy way as well. We've also been eating meat for a long time. Yeah. So it's just about balance. It's just about not eating meat every single day.
Yeah.
It's about balancing those meat proteins also with some natural plant-based proteins.
Next, I travelled to Walthamstow Farmers Market, where I spoke to a tomato store holder all the way from Isle of Wight. They started the tomato store in 2007 to showcase the specialty organic and conventional tomato varieties grown on their Isle of Wight nursery and take them direct to the consumer. In terms of your store, you've got a tomato store, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is a cheap alternative for a supermarket or market, and why?
Okay, so with this specific store, the cheaper alternative would be the supermarket. And that's because while producing the tomatoes in the Isle of Wight is actually cheaper, the cost of travel to transport it to here across the channel bumps up the price, and so we have to sell, say, per 450 grams around £3.50, whereas in supermarket you can get from £2 to £3.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately it's a bit more expensive. However, if you were to live on where they were produced, then it'd be a lot cheaper.
Do you believe we can eat healthier for less?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think it comes down to?
Yeah, smart planning, I would say. A lot of the time we're kind of, I guess the problem of advertising in general, but we buy things when we don't necessarily either need them or when they're not necessarily appropriate. And so our meals are kind of just a variety of an array really of necessary stuff. And if we like tailor plan our diet, then we can reduce the overall cost, say from supermarkets. And that's why I think markets are good, because it's quite specific buying. You can go to a specific store and get only what you need for the right price, whereas a supermarket you're kind of getting a bit of everything. And like, yeah, if you're smart, prepare.
Overall market cheaper than supermarket?
Market, you can get some really good deals though. Yeah, definitely. And especially, just talking to market holders. A lot of the time it's organic or free range, like the meat here, like these tomatoes.
Nice one.
But with supermarkets, everything's mass produced.
My next stop was Soho, which has some of the best up and coming street food talent in town. I visited Street Food Union, which is a source of fresh, local and delicious produce from different cultures. Before heading into Street Food Union, I bumped into a street performer where I thought I'd capture some of the action.
And then stop. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching my show. Thank you so, Steve! Steve, in a count 3, stand up, take a bow, go back. Okay, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Oh, everyone clap Steve!
Whilst I was touring around Street Food Union, I located an interesting stall called Kalido Salad Rolls. Kalido wrap fresh and delicious ingredients into a thin and transparent rice paper. They are on a mission to make healthy playful by designing products that are surprisingly simple, tasty and good for you.
The salad rolls.
Salad
we
rolls.
call them salad rolls. So we reinvent the traditional Vietnamese summer rolls. Fresh, healthy, modern salads.
Is it vegan?
Some of them are vegan.
Oh, okay.
But we can have also recipes with chicken or salmon.
Being able to have the experience of seeing different cultural food at Street Food Union, it was only right that I treat myself to some food, plus I started to feel a little peckish. Let's try some.
This one, my brother, yeah? Regular.
Oh, it's a nice one.
Where you from?
I'm from Ghana.
Ghana?
Yeah.
From Senegal?
Okay, nice.
Accra?
Yeah, I'm from there, yeah. Kumasi though. Yeah. It has to be perfect, doesn't it? Lovely. Now, it was time for me to ask the public what they think a cheaper and healthier option is, a supermarket or a market.
Like the farm markets are nice. Yeah, they're really nice to go to. Yeah, and they're nice for like fresh stuff. But supermarkets, I don't know, I just feel like they do best bargains.
It depends, there's some supermarkets that are quite cheap for veg. The quality's not there, but it's still cheaper than some fruit and veg in the long run. And some markets.
Whether you want to get something that's actually sustainable and there's something that's actually got some benefit behind it and pay a little bit more is a different question I would put forward.
So far, I have found out some interesting information from the market storeholders and Street Food Union in relation to what draws us in when it comes to our weekly shop. So, I wanted to gain some expert advice around the semiotics of food and advertising. I briefly spoke to Greg Tucker, who is a taste psychologist, and this is what he had to say about the situation.
Advertising can make you look forward to something, anticipate something, and it can set a little worm in your brain that then is triggered and you're reminded of it. So when you walk up to the bar to order a drink, when you walk to the supermarket, when you walk into McDonald's, you walk down the high street and you're looking for something to eat, then and you speak to people and you say to them, what's happening? And they might say, I feel like a coffee. It's not, I want a coffee, I need a coffee, I must have a drink. I feel like a coffee. And it's that word feel that is crucial, because it's the promise of Starbucks, it's the promise of all of those things that are going on. And Starbucks is a great example of where advertising and the power of branding has worked to actually deliver something, a cup of coffee, people are now spending £3.5 quid for.
Next, I spoke to Cecilia, who is a health enthusiast. She wanted to let people know that healthy food is not rabbit food.
Do you think your friends think alike? You know, do they follow your same mission in terms of the healthy eating?
Some do. I have friends who are also in healthy lifestyle. Some who are not. But some of them do say that my Instagram that it's inspired them to eat healthy, and that I make healthy food look yummy.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I do want to let people know that healthy food can look very appealing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to look boring, like just leaves. It's just not about that. And it can be fun to make. It can be easy to make. This is my Instagram. Shall I show you what I eat in real life right now?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. So this is breakfast. So once there's two, I don't have both of them. So basically, on a day, for example, if I have to wake up really early in the morning, I don't have time to have breakfast. So I prep this overnight. So this is called overnight oats. Breakfast in a jar, what we call it. And then this is oats soaked in. I put almond milk in it, and then top with bananas. Do you like how I?
Yeah, it's very presentable. Can I hold it?
Yeah.
It's very filling as well. It feels like it would.
It's heavy, innit?
It would overload me as well.
And then after behind bananas is actually more oats.
Yeah.
And above it is chia seeds soaked in cashew milk.
Yeah.
And then strawberries.
So what's your second option?
And this one, so say like for me, when I don't need to wake up early, I'm just like on a regular morning, I have time, I just make it sometimes maybe like a smoothie.
Okay.
So this is avocado, strawberries, chia seed, and almond milk all blended together.
Okay. And that's actually at breakfast. So that would fill me up.
Well, it would last me probably like 2 hours. Yeah, but that's why I eat in between meals as well, like that. But not like bad snacking.
This is like something that will fill me up, right? And it is something that
it will fill anyone up.
It will fill anyone up. This is very tasty.
To be honest, like that would probably be tasty because, like, you know, Heinz beans, for example, if they use Heinz bean, that's loads of sugar. Obviously, it's going to taste good. You know what I mean? Bacon, they obviously because they've got loads of salt in it, it's obviously going to taste good. That looks too much for breakfast. And who has chips for breakfast? Burnt toast.
English people. We all have chips for breakfast.
Moving on, this is my lunch. Obviously,
nice.
I'm Chinese, so obviously I can't get away from the noodles. So this is actually sweet potato noodles with spinach, carrots, and mushrooms. So just stir them together. When you cook this, I put a little bit of oil to cook, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with oil. And then I did put like this Korean sort of seasoning, which is like there's Korean soy sauce to season it up, and a bit of sesame oil, and then some sesame seed. Yeah. So sesame oil, by the way, is actually good for you. Moving on to your lunch.
All right, so
2 chicken strippers in a
bun,
bun.
Now you've just messed up my lunch, but okay. But yeah, no, okay, yeah. This
Not
is
even, and what? Look, what? And 3 bits of lettuce.
Yeah. But I tell you what, this is something that's cheap and cheerful for me.
Okay.
And they could have given me a bit more fries, of course, but at the same time, compliment with the bit of Pepsi at the end. So,
right.
Yeah.
But would that fill you up? Because that obviously is a lot smaller than your breakfast.
I'd probably get another one.
Okay.
So I'll probably be spending a bit more. But at the same time, this will do me for a quick hour lunch, and then.
And that's obviously full of oil.
It is. Yeah. It is. It definitely is. But it's tasty, and I think, of course, it does look messy. But as soon as you eat it, you know I feel like a burger. I want a burger.
Okay. This is dinner number 1. If I was maybe like to feel like having Western food or something like that, or something simple, just have like grilled fish with this is butter bean mash, not potato. It's butter bean mash, baby corn, and then there's like some dwarf beans. So a lot of vegetables there.
Very colourful, and green and just.
Yeah. So you can see that healthy food looks very interesting. This is my dinner. Yeah, all of this is my dinner. So Chinese people eat like that. A bowl of rice and then 2 dishes, or more actually. This is okra with prawn. Okra, as you probably know, is very good for you because it's full of fibre.
I know about okra, yeah.
Nice. And here is tofu with mushrooms and oyster sauce. Does that look? Loads of gravy.
Not a fan of mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Quite picky, but it does look nice. I mean, I would
and it
give
goes
it a try.
so well with rice. My rice, I put a bit of like coconut cream and thyme in it to give it taste.
Give it a bit of taste, right?
Yeah.
On to the masterpiece.
This is like something I would share with someone.
Oh really? This is something I'd actually eat by myself. So this is lamb ribs, grilled, So that is healthy.
Okay.
Chips, not so healthy, of course. I know chips. It is becoming some sort of, you know.
Chips.
Yeah. And you got your salad.
Yeah.
It's a bit healthy.
Yeah, this one probably looks the best out of all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Lamb ribs. Then to complement it with a nice little ginger beer there as well.
Oh, I thought it was lemonade.
And some bread.
More bread. So, yeah.
But yeah, of course you can share it with someone, but at the same time, this is an actual meal I would have, all this and that is filling for me.
But then it depends on the seasoning, because you know, like they probably put loads of sugar, salt, and stuff like that. I don't know, yeah. But this one, I think this probably looks the most healthy
most
one.
Appealing to you as well.
Yeah, and like all of them, yeah.
You don't really like this, do you? You're not feeling this way.
No.
This is something that you'll definitely taste? Something that you would actually go for?
Yeah. Like, thing is, I'm not really a meat person anyway, but I probably would, I'll probably have like a 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's a big shock. I thought I'd come here and my stuff would be really, really cheap and yours would be super expensive.
So does that mean healthy food wins?
I think it does today. It does. After speaking to Cecilia, I was pretty shocked with the results that our healthy meals were considerably much cheaper than my unhealthy meals. I asked the public what their views were on eating healthy for less.
Sometimes I'd say yes, but you just have to go and look. As a chef, I just eat when I can, you know. When I start work, when I'm not at work, I cook when I've got company. Other than that, I just eat what I can get my hands on.
I think like how much money we get working class affects it a lot.
As a nutritionist, some people they can find very hard. Will be very hard for them to eat healthy because of the schedule. Maybe they have a timetable that they don't have time to eat breakfast, don't have time for lunch.
In this day and age, there's too much easy foods. I don't think it could be price, because to actually buy potatoes, carrots, onions, that type of thing that you can make stews with, which my mum would have done, with a bit of cheap meat in that stew. And they don't do that these days, because I don't think a lot of youngsters are actually brought up to learn how to cook.
Almost nobody in the UK has genuinely been hungry in that they haven't eaten for 3 days. But everybody suddenly tells you that, oh, my blood sugar levels dropped, I must have that donut at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, your blood sugar level hasn't dropped, but in your head there's something that says that you haven't eaten for 2 or 3 hours. There's this theory in behaviour management about nudge rather than impose, and the idea that you give people clues and effect a small change rather than trying to dictate from the centre when people will really reject it. So you put the traffic lights out there, and frankly, it's Saturday, I want to buy myself a treat. I'm going to look for the thing that's got three red lights on it. We all do that. But, you know, virtuous Mondays, then perhaps people will just be given the ability to make a slightly less unhealthy choice. Traffic lights are not only changing people's behaviours at the fixture, but they're also changing the way that some food and drinks are prepared.
Colour-coded nutritional information tells you at a glance if the food has high, medium or low amounts of fat, saturated fat, sugars and salt. Red means high, amber means medium, green means low. In short, the more green on the label, the healthier the choice. If you buy a food that has all or mostly green on the label, you know straight away that it's a healthier choice. Amber means neither high or low, so you can eat foods with all or mostly amber on the label most of the time. Any red on the label means the food is high in fat, saturated fat, salt or sugars, and these are the foods we should cut down on. Next, I spoke to a personal trainer that touches upon how training can have an effect on the foods we eat.
I think everything's got to be done in balance, so you've got to do both of them at the same time. So you've got to train and leave the gym and eat healthy as well. You can't just do one or the other, because imagine I'm coming into training and just before training I've had a McDonald's meal. I'm not going to have the fuel or the energy to have a good workout or have a good training session. And then again, once I leave the gym, if I'm not fueling myself with that right nutrients, I'm just wasting my time. I'm going to be reversing all the hard work that I've just put into my training session.
I guess it comes down to the whole preparation we were talking about before, you know. you got to kind of, you know, if you've got training at say 7 p.m. to 8, with your classes as you do, you've got to prep that meal potentially in the morning so that you're prepared when you go home. You're not going to get a takeaway or
You're
that
not
urge.
gonna go home tired and think, oh, I can't be bothered to cook now.
Yeah.
Let me just get a quick takeaway, I'll be alright for it. I've trained hard for an hour. No, it's not gonna work out like that.
Comes back down to the discipline as well, isn't it?
You've got to discipline yourself, prepare yourself, get ready for, you know what's coming ahead, you know your days ahead, so make your meals, prepare for those meals, when you're gonna have them, what you're gonna have. If you had those little healthier options that are high in energy, high in good fats, you'll be sitting there eating, snacking throughout the day, little meals, because it's all prepped and it's all planned, it's all there for you. So you find you have loads more energy throughout the day. Take yourself a training program and then think about your food. Your food's more important. Because me as a personal trainer, my clients don't have to walk through the gym and worry about what training session I'm going to do, how am I going to get through this session, what exercise I'm going to do, what machines I have to do. They don't have to sit down and plan out a program.
Yeah.
That's my job, that's what I'll do for them.
Yeah.
So all I ask for them is to when you walk out the door, fuel yourself properly, eat the right foods, so that you can come in here with that right energy, with feeling better.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Keegan.
That's alright, no problem. Keep going, everyone, keep going, we're not done yet.
Since joining KGM training, I've been a lot more conscious of the foods that I'm eating and the impact that they have on me having a healthy lifestyle.
I definitely think since I started KGM training that I'm more aware of like what to eat before and after meals and what to eat to like target certain things like protein and stuff to have in my diet. So I definitely think that when you start training serious, it does affect what you eat as well.
When I started it, I was training, I was seeing like progress, but obviously I think I could have felt more because I was still like going training, eating McDonald's after for a quick fix I call it. But then once I started losing the weight with Keegan, I just thought, you know what, I might as well go all the way. So I started eating properly, maybe trying to eat fruits and like cakes and biscuits and crisps. And when I looked in the mirror and I saw like the six-pack coming back, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna keep pushing through. And I ended up losing half a stone. And I feel much fitter and better now. I feel better with myself, I feel better when I look in the mirror. And I feel like, obviously if I'm going to pay money to train and improve myself, I'm going to look after my diet as well.
The time allocated available for cooking, for preparing food, there's just been the time that's been eroded, it's been lost. And the supermarkets have seen that, brands have seen that, and so they've seen convenience and availability as something that they can actually deliver against much more easily.
After speaking with Keegan, my last and final stop was experiencing my childhood dream. I managed to visit the London School of Lucha Libre, where they train some of the leading international superstars of the wrestling world. From young, I've always been a big fan of wrestling, since the Attitude Era. My angle for this particular scene was to find out whether taking part in a sport such as wrestling can influence an individual to eat healthy for less. I spoke to Gary Vanderhorn, who runs the London School of Lucha Libre and the show Lucha Britannia, with his business partner, Greg Burridge. So Gary, first off, it's nice to meet you.
Oh yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about Lucha Britannia and how it all came together?
Well, I run the London School of Lucha Libre and a show called Lucha Britannia. I've been a wrestler now for about 16 years. I had a big love for professional wrestling when I was a kid, like the WWE, and I grew up on the old British World of Sport stuff. So I've always had like wrestling in my soul, but I didn't become a wrestler until later on in life. And just found my niche in it really, and found my love and my passion, and I pursued it and I became good at it, and then I excelled at it, and then it just blossomed from there. One of our guys, Tom Dawkins, who's our junior instructor here, who's on the verge of becoming like a superstar wrestler with his new persona, he's on the keto diet, which is very difficult to sustain, but he looks amazing. He's putting on muscle mass, he's putting on no fat, he's lean, he's ripped, he's athletic, he's got that kind of like really good look that most guys would want to go for, and he's just following this strict keto protein and fats only, no carbohydrate diet. Your body's a machine, and you need to fuel your machine. And if you're fueling it with really good fuel, it could work a lot better for you, and you're going to feel better. If you're fueling it with bad fuel, you're going to feel bad and you're going to look bad.
Have you yourself and wrestlers noticed a difference in the price of the shop when buying healthy food compared to when you buy less healthy food?
Not dramatically, no. I think that if you're clever and you know what your body needs, you can kind of shop around and you can get the right things at the right time.
you know, for example, I have something called off-peak shopping. You know,
Yeah.
after the hours of maybe 7 p.m.
Yeah.
You go Tesco's and you get like a whole chicken half price because it's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
up on that day. So preparation is key, you know, when it comes to any type of sport.
Yeah, I think so. I think that off-peak shopping can work if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It depends on where you live as well. Obviously, we're in London, we're London-centric, so everything is more expensive, everything is faster, and everything is louder, and everything is more expensive, and it's the pace of life.
And it's all on the go, isn't it?
Yeah,
more or
it's all
less?
on the go. It's like everything's like that. So you don't really get so much time to kind of relax into it and do what you would like to do. But if you can get that time, or if you're not in London and you're not in such a busy city, then maybe prices are a little bit lower. The further away from a big city you are, hopefully the cheaper the prices are, etc., etc.
Yeah. And last but not least, do you believe we can actually eat healthy for less, and how can we go about it?
Like I was saying, I believe we can eat healthy for less if you're clever, if you shop smart, if you understand your body and look after yourself in the way that you listen to it. And you know, you don't have to be strict all the time. You don't have to. If you're craving sugar, then have some sugar.
Yeah.
Don't deny yourself it.
It's all
Don't give
moderation,
you,
isn't
yeah,
it?
but don't give yourself it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but be intuitive with your body. Try and listen to what's going on, and you know, no one wants to be a boring kind of like monk with their eating habits.
Yeah, of course.
You can spice it up a little bit, and you can flow back and forth. But as long as you've got like a good solid direction and idea where you're going in, I think you can do it.
After speaking with Gary, I had a sit down with the wrestlers after their session, where I asked them, since taking up wrestling, has the sport influenced them to eat healthy for less?
Before I started wrestling, which is 7 years ago, I was 18 stone, I smoked, and probably, I wouldn't classify myself as it, an alcoholic. It wasn't something I did overnight. You can't change the world in one go. I had to change one thing at a time. You take one thing out, or add one thing to your life.
Before coming here and training and wanting to be a professional wrestler, I was weighing at about 120, 125 kg. I started looking at healthier plans and getting more protein into my system, but not cutting out carbs and snacks completely because I just can't do it. It's impossible for me. So doing that, I've noticed a drastic change in the 4 months I've been here. And it's just made me a lot more cautious about when I go to the shop and what I get to eat or what I do with my meal plans at home.
I used to be a wrestler a long time ago, and I got Crohn's disease, which I also know Gary's got, and I stopped wrestling, I lost a lot of weight, and I had to look at my own diet and look at my own lifestyle, and I started making things in my kitchen, because for me health food was boring at the time. So I started making products in my kitchen, and so I just looked at my diet and looked at my lifestyle and stripped it all back to food, just basic, simple food, and made things myself.
You see in the shirt, 9 Bar, yeah? Have you all seen 9 Bar in Asda's? That's Chris.
He made that in his kitchen, and then it became like a global business.
He won a competition during his den and basically got a contract and sold it in.
And it's all natural ingredients to because when you got Crohn's disease, a lot of things hurt you inside and give you a lot of other problems. You get a lot of external problems and you get a lot of mental problems as well.
Yeah, your body's at war with itself.
Yeah, you're constantly under, your antibodies are constantly fighting something, so they're not, doing what they should be doing in other places. So it's like having a battle. And he was found that he could medicate himself through eating good food that he was making himself without any of the ingredients that were causing aggravation. And when Greg turned me onto the 9 Bar, I was always shopping.
I love 9 Bar.
Yeah.
I love them. They're just the bollocks.
Yeah. They're a really good source of nutrition. They're clean, they're healthy, and they don't have any. They're just pure good.
It's basically seeds, isn't it?
Yeah, seeds. That's it. And going back to the question, like how cheap things can be when you strip it right back and you just take those ingredients and make something with them.
One of the problems is that healthy food seems to be more expensive than mass-manufactured, cheaply made junk food in inverted commas. So there is a real challenge here to level the playing field so that healthy food, healthy eating is as cheap, if not cheaper, than the less desirable, less healthy alternative. So yes, there's a challenge really to actually balance the level the playing field, but you can eat healthily for just about the same amount of money. It might require some effort, but actually the benefits of it are long lasting. But that is the problem. The benefit isn't instant, the benefit is later. The benefit is not your age but mine.
So, I have come to the end of my journey, learning some really interesting things and discovering new information on the topic of discussion. Let's take a step back to see what it all comes down to on eating healthy for less. Firstly, it comes down to parents educating their children within the household on what is a balanced diet. Most importantly, it is about getting the next generation to learn how to cook from an early age and finding out where to shop, that be through school and home. Secondly, advertising and the power of branding will always play a crucial part in eating healthy for less. As we are always on the go and looking for something to eat, it comes down to brands regulating how they sell their produce to their consumers. Most importantly, it comes down to us as individuals making an informed decision and choice. One important thing I found out during my journey is that although fast food may be easier and in fact cheaper, it doesn't fill you up. Well, just about for an hour or two. So you are more likely to buy more of it, and therefore this will add up and become more expensive. In conclusion, from speaking with Cecilia, I discovered how cheap things can be when you strip it right back and take those ingredients to make a meal that will work and fulfill you during breakfast, lunch and dinner. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our documentary on Can We Eat Healthier for Less. Believe it or not, it has taken us 4 years, yes 4 years to film and produce this documentary. I'm really happy where this doc has come to, and hoping we can move it forward for the future and enter into a couple film screenings. So thank you very much guys, you've all been of great help, and there'll be more documentaries coming your way.